53 years. That's how long I've been riding mountain bikes. I got my first real trail bike when Richard Nixon was still president, and bell-bottoms were considered acceptable attire for outdoor recreation. Since then, I've owned bikes from virtually every premium brand in the industry. I've spent, conservatively, over $60,000 on mountain bikes and components across 5 decades. So when I tell you that some of the most expensive brands in this sport are not worth your money, I'm not guessing. I'm speaking from a garage full of cracked frames, warranty denial letters, and components that became obsolete before the brake pads wore out. Today, I'm naming names: 5 premium mountain bike brands you should never buy, and 5 that are actually worth the price they charge. Every single brand on this list sells bikes in the $2,000 to $12,000 range. We're not talking about Walmart junk today. We're talking about expensive junk versus expensive excellence. And the number 1 brand you should be buying? It's not the one you think. Let's start with the brands to avoid. Number 5 on the avoid list: Cannondale. Cannondale builds solid bikes on paper. Aggressive geometry, decent components, competitive pricing. They sell direct to consumer from their headquarters in Andorra, which means you're cutting out the bike shop and saving some money. Sounds great, until something breaks. Because when that rear derailleur hanger snaps on a Tuesday afternoon ride in Moab, you don't have a local bike shop to walk into. You have an email address. And maybe, if you're lucky, a phone number that connects to someone in a European time zone who may or may not speak your language fluently. The direct-to-consumer model works beautifully for t-shirts and headphones. It is a disaster for a complex mechanical device that weighs 30 pounds, travels at 40 miles per hour, and smashes into rocks for recreation. Mountain bikes need local support. They need a mechanic who can look at your frame, feel the play in your pivot bearings, and make a judgment call on the spot. Cannondale's model removes that entirely. Beyond the service gap, multiple riders on forums like Vital MTB and MTBR have reported quality issues with Cannondale builds, including half-assembled components, finish problems, and parts that don't match the online spec sheet. One rider described the overall quality as, and I'm paraphrasing here, significantly worse than expected for the price. If you live within driving distance of one of their few retail locations, Cannondale can work. For everyone else, you're paying premium prices for a customer service experience that feels like shouting into a canyon and hoping someone shouts back. Number 4 on the avoid list: Giant. This one is going to surprise some people because Giant is technically the largest bicycle manufacturer on the planet. Their factory in Taichung, Taiwan, doesn't just build Giant bikes. They manufacture frames for dozens of other brands. They have more production capacity than almost anyone in the industry. And yet, trying to get Giant to answer a phone call about a warranty claim is like trying to flag down a taxi during a hurricane. The Better Business Bureau has logged complaints from Giant customers who cracked carbon frames on their Anthem mountain bikes and were offered just $750 or a 20% discount on a replacement. The frame itself cost over $3,000. That's not a warranty, that's a coupon. Other customers have reported ordering bikes with Shimano components listed on the spec sheet, only to receive the bike with cheaper microshift parts installed instead. When they complained, Giant pointed to the fine print that says, "Specifications are subject to change," so you ordered a steak, received a hamburger, and they told you to read the menu more carefully. Giant's warranty technically covers the frame for the lifetime of the original owner, but the process requires going through your local Giant retailer, and Giant will not communicate with you directly. If your retailer is unhelpful, slow, or has closed down since you bought the bike, you are stuck in a loop with no exit. Riders have reported waiting months for warranty resolutions, with Giant ducking their dealers' calls the entire time. Giant makes a lot of bikes. They also make a lot of people regret buying them. For a company that controls more of the bicycle supply chain than anyone else on Earth, their inability to pick up a phone is genuinely inexcusable. Number 3 on the avoid list: Cannondale. Cannondale used to be one of the most innovative brands in mountain biking. Their lefty fork was polarizing, but undeniably creative. Their aluminum craftsmanship in the early days was elite. The name Cannondale carried real weight in the cycling community. Then Durrell Industries bought them. Then Pon Holdings bought Durrell for $810 million in 2021. And now Cannondale sits in a corporate portfolio alongside Schwinn, Mongoose, and GT, all managed by a Dutch conglomerate that also has roots in Volkswagen distribution. But the corporate ownership isn't even the biggest problem. The biggest problem is the OPI stem recall. In 2015, Cannondale recalled 23,000 mountain bikes because the OPI stem and steering tube assemblies could fail during use. These weren't cheap bikes. The affected models, including the Flash, FSI, Scalpel, and Trigger, sold for between $2,000 and $10,000. The failure mode was a reduced fatigue life in the connection between the stem base and the steerer tube, which could lead to fork failure while you're riding. Fork failure on a mountain bike going downhill. Let that sit with you for a moment. Cannondale has also built a reputation for proprietary components that lock you into their ecosystem. The lefty fork requires Cannondale-specific wheels. The AI offset drivetrain uses non-standard chain lines. If you want to swap parts, upgrade, or even just find a replacement when something wears out, you're often stuck buying Cannondale or nothing. Innovation is admirable. Proprietary lock-in disguised as innovation is something else entirely. Number 2 on the avoid list, Specialized. Specialized makes undeniably good bikes. The Stump Jumper is iconic. The Enduro is a beast. Their engineering team is talented, and their bikes perform well on the trail. I'll give them that. Everything else about this company makes my blood pressure spike. Let's start with their legal department, which might actually be larger than their engineering team. Specialized has a long, documented history of aggressive patent trolling and trademark bullying. They famously went after a small Canadian cafe called Café Roubaix for using the word Roubaix in their name. Roubaix, by the way, is a city in France. Specialized named a bike model after it and then tried to claim ownership of the word itself. Fuji actually stepped in and told Specialized to back off because Fuji held an older trademark on the name. Then there's the warranty situation. Specialized offers a lifetime frame warranty, which sounds fantastic until they discontinue the wheel size your bike uses. Riders have reported cracking a 27.5-inch Stump Jumper frame and being told that since Specialized no longer makes 27.5 frames, the warranty means 35% off a completely new bike. Not a replacement frame, a discount on a different bike, in a different wheel size, with a different component standard. That's not a lifetime warranty, that's a 35% off coupon with extra steps. Specialized also loves proprietary parts. Their SWAT door storage system, their proprietary headsets, their specific seat post sizing. When something breaks or wears out, you can't just grab a universal replacement. You need the Specialized specific part, which they may or may not still manufacture. Multiple riders on the MTBR forums have described Specialized bikes as one-time use disposable machines once the proprietary parts go end of life. The bikes ride great. The company behind them treats customers like an inconvenience. Number 1 on the avoid list, Trek. Trek is the largest bicycle brand in the United States. They operate over 1,000 retail locations. They sponsor professional racing teams. Their marketing budget could fund a small space program. And for all of that money, influence, and market dominance, Trek consistently delivers bikes that are overpriced relative to their component specification and underwhelming compared to the competition. Rider after rider on forums, review sites, and social media has made the same observation. Trek bikes cost more and give you less. A Trek Remedy at $2,600 delivers a component package that competitors match or beat at $500 less. Their entry-level hardtail, the Marlin, now costs over $600 in 2026 because of tariff increases and corporate pricing strategy, and the spec sheet at that price is embarrassing. Then there's the exclusive dealer model. Trek retail stores frequently refuse to service bikes that weren't purchased at their specific location. Imagine buying a truck from a Ford dealership in Denver and being told the Ford dealership in Phoenix won't change your oil. That's how Trek's dealer network operates for a significant number of riders. The recall list is also growing. In 2026, Trek recalled their Domain and Checkpoint electric bikes because the chainring bolts could come loose and separate from the bicycle mid-ride. Their own recalls, page lists, multiple active safety notices across various model years. Paint flaking off carbon frames within months of purchase is a recurring complaint on Trustpilot, where Trek carries a rating that would make most premium brands wince. Trek is not a bad company. They're a bloated company. A company so large and so corporate that the individual rider has become an afterthought. The bikes are fine. They're never exceptional. And at Trek prices, fine is not good enough. Now let's talk about the brands that actually earn the price on their sticker. Number 5 on the worth it list, Ibis Cycles. Ibis is based in Tempe, Arizona, and they've been building mountain bikes with a maniacal attention to detail since 2007. Every pivot frame is individually inspected before it ships. Not batch inspected, not spot checked. Every single one. Pivot licenses the DW Link suspension design from Dave Weigel, the same platform that Ibis uses, and the result is a rear suspension that pedals efficiently without sacrificing sensitivity. Their Trail 429, Switchblade, and Firebird models cover the full spectrum from cross-country to enduro, and each one feels like it was designed by people who actually ride mountain bikes for a living. Ibis offers a lifetime warranty on their frames, and their customer service reputation among the mountain bike community is consistently strong. They're not the cheapest option, with complete builds starting around $5,000, but you get a bike that is obsessively refined from the dropout to the head tube. The fit and finish are exceptional, the bearing quality is excellent, and the bikes hold their resale value better than almost anything else on the used market. Number 4 on the worth it list, Revel Bikes. Revel is the new kid on this list, founded in 2019 out of Carbondale, Colorado, by Adam Miller, who previously worked at Yeti. They build trail and enduro mountain bikes with a suspension design that nobody else in the industry uses, the Canfield Brothers formula, or CBF. CBF uses a full bearing linkage instead of the more common bushing-based designs. Bearings last longer, maintain tighter tolerances, and provide a more consistent ride feel over the life of the bike. The result is a suspension that riders describe as impossibly smooth and refined without being squishy or vague. The Revel Rascal won a Pink Bike Field Test Award and has been compared favorably to the Ibis Ripmo and Santa Cruz Hightower by independent reviewers. It runs just 130 millimeters of rear travel, which on paper sounds conservative, but on the trail it punches absurdly far above that number because the CBF suspension extracts every millimeter of usable travel. Revel offers a lifetime frame warranty, builds in small batches for tighter quality control, and designs everything in Colorado. Their complete builds start around $4,500. For a boutique brand delivering this level of engineering, that's genuinely competitive. Number 3 on the worth it list, Ibis Cycles. Ibis has one of the deepest histories in mountain biking. Scott Nicole founded the company in Sebastopol, California in 1981, building handmade steel frames that became cult classics. The company went through a shutdown in 2001 and came back in 2005 with carbon frames, and they haven't slowed down since. The Ibis Ripmo V3 is, according to multiple independent review outlets including Outdoor Gear Lab, the best trail mountain bike you can buy, in 2026. Full stop. The third generation of the Ripmo uses size-specific geometry, meaning each frame size has its own unique seat tube angle and suspension kinematics tuned specifically for riders of that height. It's not a one-size-fits-most approach, it's a one-size-fits-you approach. The Ripmo runs 150 millimeters of rear travel with a 160 millimeter fork and a 64.5-degree head tube angle. It uses the DW Link suspension, which provides phenomenal pedaling efficiency and mid-stroke support without sacrificing sensitivity on descents. Reviewers have called it a unicorn of engineering, and multiple professional testers have placed it above the Santa Cruz High Tower and Specialized Stump Jumper in head-to-head comparisons. Ibis also added in-frame down-tube storage with their stow system, mixed wheel compatibility via a flip chip, and an aluminum version, the Ripmo AF, that starts under $4,000. That aluminum version runs the same V5DW Link kinematics as the carbon bike, so you're not getting a dumbed-down platform. You're getting the same ride in a different material. For riders who want the most capable, most versatile trail bike on the market without paying Santa Cruz or Yeti prices, Ibis is the answer. Number 2 on the worth it list, Yeti Cycles. Yeti has been building mountain bikes in Golden, Colorado since 1985, 41 years. And in all that time, they have never once tried to be anything other than a high-performance mountain bike company. No road bikes, no city commuters, no lifestyle branding, just bikes that go fast on dirt. The Switch Infinity suspension platform is Yeti's signature technology. It uses a translating pivot that moves along a rail, creating a suspension curve that adapts to what the trail demands. Efficient pedaling on the climbs, plush absorption on the descents. The mechanical elegance of this system is remarkable, and the on-trail performance backs up the engineering with results. The SB140 is Yeti's trail bike, and it's been a favorite of aggressive riders and enduro racers for years. The SB150 is the longer travel option for riders who spend more time going down than going up. Both bikes reward riders who push hard, carry speed through corners, and want feedback from the trail rather than insulation from it. Yeti bikes are expensive. A complete SB140 starts around $5,000 and climbs past $12,000 for the top-tier build. But Yeti's rider community is fiercely loyal for a reason. These bikes perform at a level that justifies the investment, and they hold their resale value better than almost anything in the industry because the demand never drops. Number 1 on the worth it list, Santa Cruz Bicycles. If I could only ride bikes from one brand for the rest of my life, it would be Santa Cruz. No hesitation, no asterisk. Founded in 1993 in Santa Cruz, California, by Revel Rascal, a former professional skateboarder, Santa Cruz has spent over 30 years doing one thing: building mountain bikes. No road bikes, no gravel bikes, no e-scooters, just mountain bikes, designed by mountain bikers for mountain bikers. Their virtual pivot point suspension system, the VPP, has been refined through multiple generations and delivers a ride quality that experienced riders recognize instantly. The frame stiffness, the bearing quality, the carbon layup, the pivot hardware, every detail is considered, tested, and reconsidered. Nothing is left to chance. But the thing that truly separates Santa Cruz from every other brand, including the other 4 on this list, is their warranty. Lifetime frame warranty, lifetime bearing warranty. And unlike certain other brands that use those words as marketing copy and then find creative ways to deny claims, Santa Cruz actually honors them. Rider after rider, in forums, in bike shops, in trail parking lots, will tell you the same story. Santa Cruz took care of them. Even on bikes they no longer manufacture. Even on frames that were clearly subjected to more abuse than any reasonable warranty should cover. The newest high tower runs 150 millimeters of rear travel, 160 millimeter fork, and a 64.2-degree head tube angle. It is one of the most capable, most confidence-inspiring trail bikes on the market. The Bronson handles everything from bike park laps to backcountry descents. The Mega Tower is built for riders who want a downhill bike that can still pedal uphill. And the Tallboy is one of the best cross-country trail bikes ever made. Yes, Santa Cruz is now owned by Pon Holdings, the same Dutch conglomerate that owns Cannondale, Schwinn, and Mongoose. That fact keeps me up at night, and I'm not going to pretend it doesn't. But as of today, the quality hasn't slipped. The warranty is still lifetime. The bikes are still designed in California by people who ride these trails, and the customer service reputation remains the best in the industry. The day that changes, I'll be the first one back here making a video about it. But for now, after 53 years and more bikes than I can count, Santa Cruz is still #1. Here's the uncomfortable truth about the mountain bike industry in 2026. The big brands have gotten fat, they've gotten corporate, they've gotten lazy, they charge more every year, spec cheaper components, hide behind fine print warranties, and rely on brand recognition to keep the money flowing. The brands worth buying are the ones that still act like they have something to prove. The ones where the engineers are also the riders. The ones where the warranty department picks up the phone. The ones where the bike that shows up at your door is the same bike they described on the website.
Santa Cruz, Yeti, Ibis, Revel, Pivot. These 5 companies are not perfect. Nothing is. But they're building mountain bikes for people who actually ride, and they're standing behind what they build. In an industry full of corporate noise, that's worth everything.